Imagine you're having the worst day of your life. Maybe you stub your toe, or throw out your back, or get a nasty paper cut. Yeah, it sucks. But what if I told you to suck it up? Because compared to what some dinosaurs went through, your worst day is basically a spa vacation. See, when we think about dinosaur deaths, we usually picture quick, dramatic endings. A meteor strike, a volcanic eruption, maybe a T-Rex chomping down, and it's lights out. Fast, clean, over. But nature isn't always that merciful. And fossil evidence shows us that some dinosaurs died in ways that were anything but quick. We're talking about deaths that lasted weeks, sometimes months, with pain that would make even the toughest apex predator wish for a swift end. And today, we're going to explore the most agonizing, drawn-out, genuinely horrible way a dinosaur ever died. Welcome to prehistoric hell. Our story begins about 150 million years ago in what is now Wyoming during the late Jurassic period. The landscape was lush, covered in conifer forests, with massive floodplains where some of Earth's largest creatures roamed. Diplodocus stretched their necks to reach the highest branches. Stegosaurus munched on low-lying vegetation, and hunting them all was one of the most successful predators of the age, Allosaurus. Now, if you know your dinosaurs, you know Allosaurus was no joke. We're talking about a 28-foot-long, 2-ton killing machine with serrated teeth, designed to slice through flesh like steak knives through butter. These guys were the apex predators of their time, the wolves of the Jurassic, and they ruled their world with an iron claw. But here's the thing about being an apex predator. The job has terrible benefits. No sick days, no retirement plan, and definitely no health insurance. Which brings us to one particular Allosaurus, who would become famous 150 million years after his death. Not for his hunting prowess, but for the absolutely brutal way he died. His name is Big Al. Big Al was discovered in 1991, and when paleontologists excavated his nearly complete skeleton, 95% intact, by the way, which is basically unheard of, they noticed something remarkable. And by remarkable, I mean horrifying. 19 of his bones showed signs of serious injury or infection. 19. Let that sink in for a second. We're not talking about a few scratches here and there. We're talking about multiple broken ribs, fractured vertebrae, shattered hand bones, busted arm bones, and a broken left foot. Big Al had been through the ringer multiple times, and somehow, impossibly, he survived long enough for most of these injuries to heal. But that last injury, that's the one that killed him. And it killed him slowly. Picture this. Big Al is around 6 years old, about 26 feet long. And he's hungry. He hasn't been eating well lately because, well, it's hard to hunt when you're already dealing with healed fractures throughout your body. Every step probably hurts. Every lunge at prey sends shooting pain through old injuries. But he pushes on because the alternative is starvation. During a hunt, maybe chasing a herd of smaller dinosaurs, maybe trying to scavenge, disaster strikes. He trips, perhaps over a log, perhaps just his own feet, because coordination is hard when you're in constant pain. And when a 2-ton predator trips, the consequences aren't just embarrassing, they're catastrophic. Big Al breaks his right middle toe. A broken toe? You might be thinking. That doesn't sound that bad. Oh, but it was. Here's what makes this injury so uniquely terrible. It got infected. And we're not talking about a little redness and some swelling. Microscopic analysis of Big Al's toe bone shows a massive abscess, basically a pocket of pus the size of a baseball, that ate away at the bone itself. The infection was raging, spreading, and there was absolutely nothing Big Al could do about it. Now, infections in the Jurassic period were a death sentence, but not a quick one. Without antibiotics, without medical care, without even the ability to rest properly because you need to keep hunting to survive, an infected bone becomes a ticking time bomb. And for Big Al, that countdown lasted weeks, possibly months. Let me paint you a picture of what his final days were like. Every time Big Al put weight on his right foot, pain shot through his entire leg. The kind of pain that makes you see stars, the kind that makes you nauseous. The swollen, infected toe made it impossible to walk normally, forcing him to limp. And when you're a bipedal predator who needs to chase down prey running at full speed, a limp is basically a death sentence in itself. But it gets worse. The pain would have been constant and excruciating. Scientists studying modern animals with similar bone infections have documented that the agony is relentless, a deep, throbbing ache that intensifies with every heartbeat, every movement. Now imagine feeling that 24/7 with no painkillers, no relief, no hope of it ever getting better. Just endless, grinding pain that slowly drives you mad. And here's the truly cruel part. Big Al knew he was dying. Not in the way we understand mortality, perhaps, but in the way all animals understand that something is fundamentally wrong. His body was failing him. His hunting success plummeted because he couldn't move fast enough, couldn't turn quickly enough, couldn't even stand for long periods without the infected toe screaming in protest. Eventually, Big Al's body simply gave out. He collapsed on the bank of a dried-up riverbed. We know this from the geological context of his fossil. He couldn't go on. The combination of starvation, infection, pain, and exhaustion finally won. And here's what makes this even more heartbreaking. He didn't die immediately. Analysis of the fossil site shows that Big Al's body lay there for some time before being fully buried. Beetles fed on his flesh. Scavengers likely picked at his corpse. He may have even been alive for some of this, too weak to fight them off, just lying there in the dirt, waiting for death to finally show some mercy. When death did come, it was probably from sepsis, when the infection in his toe spread to his bloodstream, causing his organs to shut down one by one. Or perhaps it was simply starvation, his stomach empty, his body broken, his spirit defeated. From the moment he broke that toe to the moment he finally died, Big Al suffered for weeks, possibly more than a month. Every single day was agony. Every hour was worse than the last. And there was no hope, no chance of recovery, just a slow, painful march toward an inevitable end. Now, you might be thinking, this is just one particularly unlucky Allosaurus. But here's the thing. Big Al wasn't unique. The fossil record is filled with evidence of dinosaurs who suffered similar fates. Multiple Allosaurus specimens show healed injuries that would have been agonizing. One specimen had 14 separate injuries, including broken ribs, a twisted arm bone that healed at an odd angle, possibly due to the dinosaur favoring one side from pain, and even potential bone cancer in the forearm.